Time now for your JCTV Daily News Update with the latest in news.
Into negotiations once international forces leave the country.
Covering your local weather.
If you were outside at all yesterday, you know that it was colder and windier than the North Sea in December.
And the latest in Jimmy athletics.
Straight on, it's Peters hitting from 10 on a pull-up.
For your JCTV Daily News Update, here's Mathew Neis.
Good evening, I'm Mathew Neis with your JCTV News Update. We have the 3 student Senate treasurer candidates today, but first we'll touch on the James River flooding. Beginning tomorrow, sandbagging materials will be supplied to the Wilson Arena parking lot, which is across the street from Cruzy. Dean of Students Gary Van Zinderen said no classes will be canceled this week to sandbag, but he strongly encouraged students to volunteer some of their free time to help. The sandbags will be used to combat flooding that threatens the Jamestown area. In other flooding news, contractors are working around the clock to complete emergency levees that will allow the Army Corps of Engineers to release Jamestown and Pipestem reservoirs at a combined 3,200 cubic feet per second. Construction was by Klaus Park yesterday, where one resident is fighting to save her land from eroding. Here's Richard Schmidt with more on that story.
Sharon Cox lives on 5 lots in the Klaus Park area, where last year's James River flooding eroded part of her property. She fought back this fall when the James River was lowered to a small stream.
I was able to put my ladder out here and then shovel in the silt, thinking I was getting back my dirt.
She also used wood chips from 200-year-old elm trees to build the bank up to 2 feet high. Cox hopes chicken wire and sandbags will hold her man-made soil in place as the river rises again. The Jamestown College art professor said she's fought back to protect her Japanese sculptures.
What happens if you have concrete pieces on dirt and the water comes by, it erodes underneath of it. So this then is protecting this embankment from that water so that I don't lose those sculptures.
As the river rises, it will seep through the soil into her basement, but she's prepared.
I am so ready for it this year, it's no big deal.
She's moved artwork to higher levels and raised her furnace and washing machines. She will use 7 sub pumps to control the seepage to 3 inches so that it doesn't destroy her sheetrock and insulation. Cox said the river flooded 3 times, including this year, during the past 18 years she's lived here. She compares battling the flood to battling cancer 6 years ago.
Anybody that has cancer or knows anybody that has cancer, there is a constant and perpetual fear. It's going to come back. And I've explained how it feels to be a flood victim, just like a cancer victim, because you are constantly thinking, what's the weather? Am I going to get flooded again? Should I fix what got flooded last year?
The river is therapeutic for her and will not scare her away.
This is part of the healing process that as an artist I really, really need. And just about any artist understands that need for a sanctuary to go into to be able to do their artwork.
For JCTV News, I'm Richard Schmidt.